So for this solo activity, what I would like you to do is think about some of the topic areas that you might want to use for your micro teach. So as I've said, we're going to look at how you are going to put together a learning journey, and therefore it's not actually that important that the content of the micro teach is something that's theoretical, that's academic, even though it's something that you're going to deliver in a higher education space. It's much more about turning something into a learning process where people engage in it in such a way that they're able to apply it in a different way or evaluate it in a different way. And we're going to go through how it is that you will be able to do that. So think about any hobbies that you might be interested in, areas of interest, perhaps something professional, an element of your PhD, an element of a conference paper, an element of a teaching session. These are all things that could be really useful for you as you are thinking about what you might want to do the micro teach on. So the micro teach is a 15-minute piece of facilitated teaching. It's based upon an area of interest. It enables the application of course learning, and it's an opportunity to share good practice. So the thing that makes this different from other types of presentations or facilitated learning in higher education is that you're thinking about what the learning outcomes are. So these learning outcomes, it's important that they're restricted in number, that they're focused, that they're expressed in clear language, and that they're measurable. And when we talk about learning outcomes, we're talking about something that we want the people who we're teaching to have achieved by the end of it. So what is it that you want them to walk away with? This relates directly to Bloom's taxonomy in that if you want people, you need to, when you're setting learning objectives, pitch them at different levels so that different levels of students are able to receive the mark that they deserve. So you want something that first of all starts at a remember and understand level. And when we're thinking about this, it's really, okay, to understand how to, or to remember a particular formula. But you also want something at a higher level as well. So you want to support people to be able to apply a new concept or a new idea or a new piece of information. You want people to be able to analyze something or to be able to evaluate or create something. And just to give you some examples of how that might work as a learning outcome, it might be that you say to understand how a particular formula works, to understand the theory of, to understand the relationship between, to apply the concept of, to apply the theory of, to apply the formula of, to evaluate the relationship between two theories, to evaluate the theory of, and to create something new based on that. So these are sentences that can start your learning outcome. So what are your learning outcomes in relation to your microteach? What is it that you want people to understand? What is it that you want them to analyze? And I would recommend starting with a learning outcome that asks for people to understand something, and then choosing either to apply or evaluate or create as your second learning outcome. So to take one from each. Here are some microteach examples. So to understand the different ways music can be informally recorded. To apply this understanding to create and record a piece of music. To understand the term Internet of Things, and to evaluate the potential for this within the home. So you're evaluating it and you're understanding what the needs are of the home, and you're understanding the Internet of Things, and you're thinking then about how to apply that understanding. So there's a bit of evaluate and there's a bit of apply there. So this is what I'd like you to do for the solo activity. I'd like you to mind map potential topic areas for your microteach. I'd like you to think about what those different topic areas are. And if you can, I'd like you to write the learning outcomes for those topic areas by thinking, what is it that I want people to understand? And what is it that I want people to either analyse, apply, evaluate, or create, depending upon what that is. Do let us know if you have any questions with regards to that. Use any of the links or contact the PGR team if there's anything that you're unsure of. But I'd like you to bring this with you to the next session.